Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin.
In the imperial splendour of the Palace of the Tsars, a defiant President Putin entered to a fanfare. Today, in the Kremlin, the historic seat of power, he was expanding Russia's borders for the first time in 70 years, welcoming back a former jewel in the crown of the Russian Empire.
In the hearts and minds of our people, Crimea has always been an inalienable part of Russia. This is an unshakable conviction, transferred from generation to generation, unshaken by time and by circumstance.
Time and again, the audience of MPs rose to applaud him. He accused the West of acting irresponsibly, aggressively and hypocritically in Ukraine, but promised he wasn't interested in annexing any more territory.
I want you to hear me, dear friends. Don't trust those who frighten you about Russia, those who say that Crimea will be followed by other regions. We don't want Ukraine to be split.
Then he signed a treaty with the new Crimean leadership, beginning the process of joining the strategic peninsula to the Russian Federation. It could all be over by the end of this week. The Russian national anthem brought to a close a ceremony that went ahead despite the intense objections of Ukraine, American accusations of a land grab, and what is sure to be a period of international isolation. And as the crowd on Red Square shouted, "Rossiya, Rossiya, Russia, Russia," President Putin told them that Crimea had returned to its home port. The annexation of Crimea has moved with breathtaking speed, 3 weeks from start to finish. The world has condemned it, but many Russians see it as an end to a historic mistake, an end to a quarter of a century of decline. But as Ukrainian troops massed on the border with Crimea, there were reports of a Ukrainian soldier being shot dead in his base in the peninsula, which brought this warning from the Prime Minister.
Now the conflict is shifting from a political to a military phase. Russian soldiers have started shooting at Ukrainian servicemen.
But in Russia, the annexation of Crimea is being hailed as a triumph. They know there will be a price, but they have calculated it's a price worth paying. Daniel Sanford, BBC News, Moscow.